Hello and welcome to the 1001 Facts channel, the place where small facts lead you to great knowing. And today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 facts you should know about NATO. Before we begin, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to keep up to date with all upcoming videos. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, better known as NATO, is a defense organization and security alliance between 30 independent nations in Europe and North America. NATO operates on the principle that an attack on one member state is an attack on all members, promising collective defense. NATO was first established in 1949 to deter militarist nationalism and the expansion of the Soviet Union in the wake of World War II. Originally comprised of 12 members, a further 18 have joined since. The alliance has been involved in the Bosnian War, the aftermath of the 9/11 terror attacks and various other conflicts, relief efforts and counter-piracy operations. Here are 10 facts about NATO. Number 1. Article 10 outlines NATO's open-door policy. NATO's 10th article delineates that the alliance remains open to any European country, so long as it can abide by the rules of membership. The decision of whether a nation is permitted to join is made by the North Atlantic Council. A number of countries, primarily in Eastern Europe, currently aspire to join the alliance, such as Bosnia-Herzegovina, Georgia, and Ukraine. Number 2. Only one NATO member doesn't have an army. Iceland is the only member state which doesn't have a standing army. This is likely because of its small population and the funds required to sustain one. Instead, Iceland maintains a militarist coast guard, peacekeeping forces, and air defense systems. Number 3. NATO members are supposed to spend 2% of their GDP on defense. As of 2014, NATO has asked that all member states spend at least 2% of their GDP on defense. At present, only a minority of NATO members currently spend 2% or more on defense, with the US and the UK amongst those that do. NATO projects that by 2024, 15 member states will be hitting the 2% target. Number 4. France left and then rejoined NATO's military command. After 1958, French President Charles de Gaulle questioned the United States' dominance over NATO's management. As Franco-NATO relations became more strained, France withdrew from NATO's military command in 1966. This meant NATO military personnel and headquarters were ejected from France, but that France still adhered to aspects of the treaty. France rejoined NATO's military command structure in 2009. Number 5. Article 5 was invoked after 9/11. NATO's Article 5 has only ever been invoked once in response to the 9/11 terrorist attacks in 2001. The attacks, perpetrated by militants associated with Al-Qaeda, led to the actioning of Article 5 the following day, on the 12th of September 2001. In response, NATO launched military operations outside of the Euro-Atlantic area for the first time, heightening its investigations into terrorist activity across the globe. NATO also launched an anti-terrorism operation in the US, monitoring the skies for possible terrorist activity. Number 6. An attack on one NATO member is an attack on all its members. Article 5 of the NATO agreement stipulates that an attack on any NATO member constitutes an attack on all of its members. This highlights NATO's chief aim: to defend its member states and their citizens. Number 7. NATO intervened in the Bosnian War. From 1992 to 1995, Bosnia-Herzegovina was embroiled in an armed conflict. In its first use of military force, NATO actively entered the conflict in 1995, launching airstrikes near Sarajevo against Bosnian Serb strongholds and deploying roughly 60,000 soldiers. Through targeting the Army of the Republika Srpska, NATO contributed to the resolution of the conflict. Number 8. NATO also has security partners in more than 40 countries. As well as having members across North America and Europe, NATO utilizes a network of security partners around the world. Based in more than 40 countries, NATO's security associates include the African Union, European Union, and Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. Number 9. NATO is now made up of 30 member countries. Since the original 12 member states launched NATO, 18 more nations have joined. Albania, Bulgaria, Croatia, Czech Republic, Estonia, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Latvia, Lithuania, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Poland, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, and Turkey. The most recent nation to join the alliance was North Macedonia in 2020. Number 10. NATO was established on the 4th of April 1949. In 1948, in the wake of World War II, the United Kingdom, France, Belgium, the Netherlands and Luxembourg formed an alliance called the Western European Union. But with fears of Soviet strength mounting in the burgeoning Cold War, a firmer alliance was sought. The 5 members of the Western European Union, along with Canada, Denmark, Iceland, Italy, Norway, Portugal, and the U.S. signed the North Atlantic Treaty in Washington, D.C. In doing so, they formed an alliance bound by a desire for collective defense, peace, and stability. NATO was born. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And ring the bell below. That way you're notified whenever post a new video.